सीधे कार खेलने गेम में ज़्यादा रुचि लेता है, तो मैंने सोचा कि क्यों ना इसकी जो रिक्वायरमेंट है वो मैं पूरी कर लूँ। तो निश्चित रूप से आज मैंने इस बच्चे का जो रिक्वायरमेंट पूरी करने की कोशिश की हूँ।
Drive Unlimited Solar Crown and Gran Turismo are slated for 2022. Just keep that in mind. We got 13 games to break down that are worth keeping an eye on. So let's get started off with number 13 and talk Drift 21. Drift 21 is pretty unique on this list because it's all focused completely around Japanese tuner cars. Not only does it have some really impressive drift mechanics that are fun to pull off and come off in that perfect balance of like realistic but still manage to be just pretty satisfying to do, whether you're playing online or just single player races. Not only does it have that type of thing going on, but it also has customization and tuning and you getting the exact type of car you want. From the turbo kits to the spoilers to the body wraps, everything you're looking for seems to be here. There's a ton of licensed cars and the game really focuses on just celebrating the professional drift world, and it's pretty cool. Next over at number 12, we have Cruisin' Blast. There's been quite a few cruising games if you're old enough to remember them, and this new one kind of serves as a reboot. It's going to have 5 tracks, 8 cars, and 8 bonus vehicles. If you can't tell by the gameplay, it's all focused around bright colors, fast, accessible racing, and just that arcade-style gameplay. It's releasing exclusively, seemingly, for Nintendo Switch, and we're really looking forward to seeing what this new spin on it really is. Next over at number 11, we have NASCAR 21. This is releasing for all the major platforms this fall, and it serves as kind of a new stepping stone for the franchise, maybe a new foundation. Some of the new leadership behind the scenes have said there's a lot of pressure on this one to really establish it as the new foothold for the NASCAR game series moving forward. This is specifically because, according to reports, it has a new engine, it's going completely Unreal based, and it has new physics behind it as well. You know, if you don't understand NASCAR games, it might not seem a big deal to you, but if you do appreciate the nuance to these races, then you get it, and you're probably hoping they pull this one off. As of right now, it does not have a release date. We just know, like I said, fall 2021. Next over at number 10, we have WRC 10 FIA World Rally Championship. Now, we've highlighted these games in the past on racing games because they just kind of are the standard in a lot of ways, especially if you're playing on PC. These are just hardcore, incredibly impressive simulation games with really specific, really challenging rally racing, cool dirt, car and damage effects, and it basically goes through the decades-long history of the WRC, the World Rally Championship. It has official teams, official licensed cars, and you can manage it all in a revamped career mode, along with kind of an updating mode where you're always getting new weekly events and challenges to keep you busy with the community and stuff. We always say, don't sleep on these ones. If you like rally games, Dirt and Dirt Rally do a really great job, but WRC is something else. And next over at number 9, we have Rims Racing. This is similar and combines a lot of elements of other games we've already mentioned, but for motorbikes. It's all about realistic motorbike championship racing, that high-octane, razor-thin, high-speed craziness, but not only does it give you realistic physics and gameplay mechanics, it also gives you a bunch of customization and tuning options. It's all about the mechanics behind the scenes as well, and that helps it stand out from some other motorbike racing games. It goes all in. It's going to be all about optimizing your bike, managing your garage, and getting down to the nitty-gritty statistics while just taking home the gold. We're really curious to see what they do with this one. It's releasing August 19th, 2021. Next over at number 8, we have Torque Drift. This one actually released in April, so it's been out for a few months, and it's free to play, so you can check it out without throwing down some cash, which is important. It has real cars and real parts, so you can build your dream car to hit the tracks. And honestly, even if you don't know too much about cars, if you judge it by the amount of parts and customization there is, you can really fine-tune your car to perform exactly how you want. A lot of it is classic drifting-based racing, which we all like, although the Steam reviews are a bit mixed. Some saying the physics aren't quite there, there's some lag, and some people just say it doesn't like playing too well with a racing wheel, but hopefully that stuff gets updated over time. Free-to-play games often always have their issues, and the model isn't perfect, especially for racing games, but we're willing to keep an eye on this one because it plays okay and we're hoping it gets better over time. Next, over at number 7, we have Riders Republic. Now, this isn't your traditional racing game, full disclosure. First off, there's no cars. It's only extreme sports. Everything from snowboarding, mountain bikes, wingsuits, stuff like that. Some races will feature up to 64 players at once, as you all try to make it to the finish line before everyone else. It's said to feature a seamless open world as well, with so many ways to get around. I'm sure exploring it is going to be half the fun. Overall, Riders Republic looks pretty hectic and crazy, but in a way that's exactly what they're going for, and it also looks like it's going to be a blast. It's been on our radar since it was announced, and we're fans of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and SSX and every other extreme sport type game, so, we're watching this one with great interest. Now, over at number 6, we have Dangerous Driving 2. The original Dangerous Driving seemed like it was potentially pretty cool. It was just criminally short. It felt more of like a proof of concept or a prototype than a real game. The most important thing about it is that it is developed with some of the people behind the Burnout games, so this is kind of like a spiritual time. Next, over at number 7, we have Riders Republic. Now, this isn't your traditional racing game. Full disclosure. First off, there's no cars. It's only extreme sports. Everything from snowboarding, mountain bikes, wingsuits, stuff like that. Some races will feature up to 64 players at once, as you all try to make it to the finish line before everyone else. It's said to feature a seamless open world as well, with so many ways to get around. I'm sure exploring it is going to be half the fun. Overall, Riders Republic looks pretty hectic and crazy.
नेट का कोई कमजोरी की वजह से आपको लाइव नहीं दिख पा रहा है। मैं खेद व्यक्त करती हूँ।
But in a way that's exactly what they're going for, and it also.
आपके बेबी के बाल पंख जैसे मुलायम होते हैं, तो आइए जॉनसन्स बेबी शैम्पू को टेस्ट किया जाए एक पंख पर, और इन्हें साफ करेंगे जॉनसन्स बेबी शैम्पू से और एक कठोर शैम्पू से। जॉनसन्स बेबी शैम्पू कोमलता से साफ और प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं पहले पल से। जॉनसन्स प्रॉमिस, पहले पल से।
It also looks like it's going to be a blast. It's been on our radar since it was announced, and we're fans of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and SSX and every other extreme sport type game, so, we're watching this one with great interest. Now, over at number 6, we have Dangerous Driving 2. The original Dangerous Driving seemed like it was potentially pretty cool. It was just criminally short. It felt more of like a proof of concept or a prototype than a real game. The most important thing about it is that it is developed with some of the people behind the Burnout games, so this is kind of like a spiritual successor to Burnout. And with Dangerous Driving 2, they're going open world, adding a lot more features, and we're hoping it can become the full-fledged awesome Burnout-style video game experience. It was really destined to be with the first game, but wasn't quite there. It doesn't have a date. As of right now, it's still just slated for 20.
ये जो अभी चल रहा है, मैं थोड़ा पॉज कर दी हूँ आगे, और आप देखिए कि कैसा
21. We're hoping it's in this year because it could be pretty cool and different from everything else on this list. Next, over at number 5, we have MotoGP 21. If you've been playing these games before, you pretty much know what to expect by now. It's authentic, over-the-top, super fast motorbike racing. This one's celebrating the 2021 official season. It's got 20 tracks, 120 real riders, and it's got a history aspect, and it goes back to the history of the franchise with 40 historic racers and bikes too. Again, this is about managing your races down to your tuning, but there's also a lot of fun customization as well with stickers, your number, your helmet, your suit, and sometimes those graphic editors and stuff are half the fun. And it's pretty cool. People have been doing some pretty sweet stuff with it. Reviews in the community have been pretty great. It seems like another good year for this franchise. So if you're into this type of very specific but very intense high-speed racing, check out MotoGP 21. Now over at number 4, if we're talking specific, crazy, high-speed, high-octane racing, we gotta mention F1 2021. This new F1 game has a crazy, seemingly over-the-top looking story mode with cutscenes, actors, everything, a bunch of drama. I think this is kind of hot off the heels of some of the newfound F1 popularity thanks to that Netflix documentary. But still, you're getting a real season start mode, which gives you some up-to-date stats. There's also a 2-player option in career mode, which is pretty sweet. And we've said it before, we'll say it again, Codemasters knows racing. They've done it really well with a lot of these F1 games. Now down to number 3, we have Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. This game, honestly, looks incredible. Although it's not out, we have seen a bunch of stuff from the developers, and it just seems really, really ambitious. It's all about simulating messing around with cars. Now, full disclosure, not a lot of racing. You can get in your car and drive around and test it out, of course, but a lot of the experience is around digging through the garbage, looking for spare parts, going into barns with a flashlight, finding barn